Treehead. Treehead is like the world's biggest scarecrow decided it was tired of being stationary stuck up on a pole. He's a gargantuan humanoid about 1,000 feet tall. Yep, taller than most cell phone towers. Your move, Siren Head, whose idea of a hairstyle is a forest of heads. From afar, especially at sunrise or sunset, Treehead looks like a shifting silhouette against the sky with pinprick white eyes glinting out of a tangled mess of human heads. Up close, its torso is strangely rippy, skin so thin you can almost read its bones, email, and arms thick, but ending in skeletal hands. 3 clawed fingers and a thumb that seems like the shy one hiding behind the others. The real showstopper is its many heads with long hair that might be tendrils thick enough to not be just hair draping like treetops in gloom. Each head has glowing eyes that peer in every direction, as if Treehead is constantly reading your secrets but politely refusing to confirm. Nobody really knows where it came from. It might be part of the giants because of its scale and humanoid shape, but Trevor Henderson himself said a witness only saw it in passing. Mr. Bag, also known as Mr. Trash Bag, first name Trash, last name Bag, is a large creature that seems to grow with every image released. His face seems almost like that of a drowned corpse with purple around his eyes and lips. As his name would indicate, he wears trash bags around himself, which also appear soggy. Inside the creature's trash bag body is a corpse considerably smaller than his body size would imply. In the second drawing released, Mr. Bag appears to stand at around 14 feet tall, then grows incrementally in each piece until the most recent. He's now an estimated 20 feet tall. If one plays their cards right, they can befriend Mr. Bag. Be warned though, he's awfully needy. The corpse enveloped in the trash bag serves as Mr. Bag's host. If he feels ignored, abused, or neglected, he will strike at the first opportunity and wrap the victim in the trash bag, suffocate them, and incorporate them into his overall form. This is the reason he keeps getting taller. It seems to be the case that Mr. Bag will befriend children, but once they grow up and he reappears, they become frightened of him and avoid any interaction. Those who are friendly and kind to Mr. Bag aren't harmed. His origins are a bit murky, other than the presence of the host corpse. Fans theorize that he's a tulpa manifested as a personification of terror and death, similar to the old detective after a child's traumatizing experience. Another theory is that he's simply a paranormal entity that befriends humans sometimes. Remember everyone, kindness is key. The Forgotten Baby. The Forgotten Baby, or Pink Man, is a skinny, malformed 7-foot-tall fetus that breaks into houses. Its eyes are too big for its face and bore into the soul of its witness. It has 2 long arms that end in points, which it uses to support itself when walking. The name Pink Man comes from the nightmare fetus's red and underdeveloped skin, giving it a pink and fleshy effect. It moves silently without so much as rustling on the carpet, which means it can appear at any time without warning. Worst of all, when it opens its mouth, it reveals a wide grin void of any teeth, only red, lumpy gums. There are very few canonical details about the Forgotten Baby's motivations and origins. It's thought to be a supernatural entity that jumps between dimensions and seems to have manifested following a hospital fire. Mysteriously, the maternity ward was the only section not rebuilt. A couple of times, Henderson has connected the Forgotten Baby to television metaphors, igniting theories about the methods of its attacks. To quote Henderson, he wants to kidnap you and trap you in the static in between the channels on the television stations. You'll always be on TV, but never a star. The God of Roadkill. The God of Roadkill is a skeletal deity with a long bird-like mask and a body consisting of a rib cage, arms, and spine. The eyes at the top of its skull seem to be crude or drawn on and has led some fans to believe that the enormous bird head is some kind of mask. It has no legs and relies on its arms for movement. It's large, at least the size of a van, and its skull is nearly the size of the rest of its body. An enigmatic creature, the God of Roadkill assists the souls of animals killed by vehicles in their transition to the afterlife and enacting vengeance against the drivers responsible. It's unclear how exactly, but the drivers who hit animals always end up dying in an accident on the road. Whether they die by direct action of the God of Roadkill or it causes an accident that kills the driver, there are never any survivors. 20th Century Boy. The 20th Century Boy is not your nostalgic rock anthem buddy, nor does he resemble a male human child. He's an enormous, otherworldly giant, better known as Midnight Skies, also answers to Sky Screamer. Physically, he's a massive, gooey black blob whose body said, "I'd be a kraken if I had more of a corporeal form," then added extra tentacles for flair. He has no obvious human torso, no neck you can point at, just a face that looks perpetually surprised. Or is he mocking us? I feel mocked and a writhing mass of tentacles. He seems to haunt the night sky, floating or appearing above us mere mortals, declaring without words some grand villainous intent. One guess, he believes he's here to destroy folks judged unworthy by whatever godly scale the giants use. Kidnapping, probably. Screaming at the moon definitely kind of feels like the universe's weirdest Uber for the condemned. His goals are grand in scale. Kill and destroy every unworthy human because subtlety is overrated. 20th Century Boy, or Sky Screamer to friends and family, is like your worst blackout version of a ditched Lovecraft creation. Huge black drippy tentacles, weird expression, full-on ominous mode. If you see him looming above above, duck first, scream second. Maybe invest in stronger roof supports. Old detective. Old detective stalks his victims in the night and terrifies them by standing under a deep red light. Not what you want to see in a movie theater parking lot. He's tall with a head that's a bit too small and no facial features other than two tiny black holes for eyes. His torso is too long and he has short legs that bend out in the middle. He seems to have no bones as he wobbles in unnatural ways that would be impossible with any kind of skeleton. Trevor Henderson has made the utterly horrible concession that the creature moves sort of like a giant inflatable tube man they put in front of car dealerships. He has no hair, but wears a very classy fedora, long white socks, black shoes, and a trench coat. At least he appears to wear these things. Upon closer inspection, anyone bearing witness to this abomination would see that the clothes are a mere illusion, and that they're actually extensions of the old detective's skin and body. A victim chosen by old detective experiences extreme anxiety and paranoia. It's theorized that he likes to instill in others what he feels himself, resulting in psychological torment that leads to self-destructive behaviors and death. He's described by Henderson to be the living embodiment of paranoia, which is why he resembles a child's interpretation of a cartoon detective. He becomes nervous when people stare at him, much like a child. How cute. The predominant and most likely theory about old detective's origins is that he's a supernatural entity, either a tulpa that was manifested through an extreme feeling of paranoia in a human child after a traumatic experience, or a demonic entity that feeds off of fear. Its nearly human appearance elicits an uncanny, deeply unsettling feeling in those who witness it. There is no established way to defeat Old Detective, which is probably the most terrifying aspect of him. The Wandering Doom. The Wandering Doom, also known as Gigantovoidus clava cororpus. Yes, that name sounds like someone ate a Latin dictionary and burped, is one of the giants in charge of the apocalypse. He was wrongly dubbed Day 18 by fans, but the explanation is deep lore you'll have to find on your own. Physically, it's like anatomy class went theoretical. It is huge. Exact height and weight are unknown because you don't want to measure it too closely. As a quadrupedal, it walks on 4 warped legs. Its skin is thin, stretched tight over a sharp skeleton with its ribs sticking out and pelvic bone showing through. The front legs are weirdly jointed with 3 joints in the 4 legs, but only 2 in the hind legs, feet no toes. The neck is long and thick, possibly more horn than neck, leading to a human-shaped head, but mutated beyond recognition and no face to speak of. On its chest are bony protrusions, maybe horns, maybe some grotesque mouth, maybe just decorations. No one's quite sure. The body, other than its legs, is shadowed. The legs show pale brown skin beneath the gloom. The Wandering Doom belongs to the giant class, Big G. It's affiliated with other giants like Behemoth and Overlooker. It's part of the Destruction Crew. Mayhem, ruined everything for humanity. It doesn't need fancy powers. It just is. Brute force, overwhelming scale. No need to complicate it. Absolute tank. The Giant Bird. The avian giant is a giant birdish humanoid beast built like an oversized tadpole with a rib cage in the wrong place. Long gangly limbs and more wrinkles than a roadside leather couch with a free sign slapped on it. Its skin is pale white. Its torso is spindly but too large to be healthy, and its neck stretches up where its head actually begins or ends. Hard to tell. This creature has a bird-shaped beak that's bigger on top than bottom. Someone get this poor guy a mewing tutorial, but it seems blind. No eyes in sight, none in sockets, none in nostrils. It compensates, though. There are weird pincer organs that might be extra heads or mutant limbs sprouting mid-torso with tendrils and what could be limbs. Just every possible biological feature thrown in a salad spinner. Behavior chaotic. It wanders near cities, shakes the ground, makes birds scream, and leaves. No signs it's plotting world peace. It might even regrow body parts so fast it's like a murder gecko. Definitely not your backyard chicken.